to the player match, added the ability to choose whether team members are public or private when forming a team. Oh, I get it. So, let's say if you decide to go in with 2, 3, 4 additional characters, I guess the only visible character will be the first character, right? But you have the option to choose whether it be public or private, just for your opponent doesn't necessarily know who we have, so it's going to be a surprise when we eventually do switch into the characters in battle. I think that's what that's referring to. Correct me down below if I'm wrong. The custom battle edit mode added alphabetical sorting to text sorting. Alright, the option added the ability to change the camera focus during battle to a closer distance. Oh, I know a lot of players wanted this one as well. So going back to BT3, if we go to the options, I think we have about 3 different camera settings. So default mode, it's kind of zoomed up, extremely close, but you can, move the camera a notch back or even further back, to get a more area points of view of the stage, of the 2 characters, of the battle, of what's going on. So that's, I think that'd be kind of cool for Sparking Zero. Nice, some camera adjustments there. Battle system changes and adjustments. All right, this should be interesting. As we all know, I'm not a competitive player, so I might not know what some of this stuff means or it's referring to. But we have the high-speed Dragon Dash, a new action. Whoa, so we already have about like 3 different dashes in the game already. PlayStation 5, press and hold R2 plus X. For Xbox Series X and S, press and hold RT and A to add the action High-Speed Dragon Dash, which moves towards the opponent at high speed. Not gonna lie, but this sounds like it's already in the game. It's Smash Fighting. The opponent will no longer flinch when hit by a Rush Energy Blast while charging a Smash Melee attack. When charging a Smash Melee attack during a Rush Melee attack, the amount that the charge time is reduced based on the number of hits has been increased. Oh, so it's going to be a bit longer in terms of the smash animation, right? Rush Blast. The time it takes to fire the next shot after the maximum number of shots set for each character has been increased. I think that's just, again, Google translation. It's not going to be accurate. So the time limit after completing the entire set of key blast attacks or the charge one, it's just going to take a bit longer to throw out the next rotation of key blast attacks, right? Rush Bullet Repelling. It is now possible to transition from deflecting energy spears while stationary to deflecting energy spears while moving. Interesting. Steps. Improve the state where you will be immune to some attacks immediately after starting the step. So more iframes, I guess. The Rush Energy Blast and Smash Energy Blast can now also be avoided. So, just during combat, a lot of things now easier to avoid, specifically the Energy Blast and Smash Energy Blast. Z Burst Dash, increased consumption upon activation, so it's going to be consuming a bit more your resources, in this case, more of your key, right? Burst Smash. No energy consumption when activated, but energy is consumed according to the distance.
I was never such a squeaky fix when, what do you know?
Interesting, so now we have to be a bit more strategic.
Where's the
in
hidden
terms
laboratory?
of the movement, dashing forward or whatnot, it will be consuming key that way. I like that. Blast, increased damage, increase when using boots. Alright. Z-Search. Z-Search will no longer miss when switching characters. When Z-Search misses, the opponent... It says Z-Search will no longer miss when switching characters. Then it says, when Z-Search misses... That's funny. The opponent will now be captured in a short amount of time if they are in front of your field of vision. Z-Search, is that the lock-on system? Because I know that that's not necessarily the greatest now. Moving forward, Z-Counter, the input time has been reduced. Oh, the Vanish Wars! Wait, Z-Counter is the snap vanishes, right? Oh, so the window to press the input to get the snap vanish, that's been reduced, so it's going to be a bit harder to time. So that's their way of fixing the snap vanish wars. I know a lot of people have been suggesting that it will be a bit proper, I guess you could say, to just increase the speed after each snap vanish, which would be kind of cool to see. But hey, Reducing the window frame, I guess that will work, but once players get that down, it's probably just going to be back to Snap Vanish Force, right? Yeah, at least that's how I feel. Change the design so that when the Z counter is used repeatedly, here it is, it gradually becomes more difficult to input. Oh, that's a plus. A lot of players are now happy just because of this one patch note update. Wow. Change the design so that when the Z counter is used repeatedly, which usually happens, it gradually becomes more difficult to do inputs. Oh, so with each Snap Vanish, the window frame to press input slightly reduces.
Got it.
Dang. Yeah, they definitely listen to the feedback. That's so cool. Again, I'm not a competitive player, but even I'm happy about this one. Increase the amount of energy consumed when a Z counter is successful. They even increased the key consumption. Decrease the amount of skill stock increase when a Z counter is successful. It's getting better and better because with this Vanish Wars, we get skill count like crazy. It's like basically free skill count. A lot of people always try to bleed towards the Vanish Wars just to get skill count. It's just so free that way. Especially if, you know, you're one of the characters that utilize, you know, Blast 1 techniques a lot, but they decrease the amount in game, which is top tier. Revenge Counter, they also made some changes to this. So this is of course the combo breaker. You press the analog stick downward and it will consume 2 skill count, right? When using Predict against a Revenge Counter, the skill stock consumption is reduced from 2 to 1. Oh, so when you Super Perception a Revenge Counter, so let's say you're attacking the opponent, they Revenge Counter, and you Super Perception that, you know how you catch their punch, that will now consume only 1 skill count. Interesting! Rush fighting during sparking. Alright, so this is when you activate sparking mode. The gradual damage reduction when hitting multiple times has been adjusted to provide a larger reduction. So it's going to be melting the opponent's health bar even more. The gradual damage reduction. Alright, so I think the longer you prolong the combo string, it's going to slightly do less damage, right? Which is kind of what it is in traditional 2D fighting games. The longer or stronger the combo, you know, less damage you'll start doing. Is that what that's referring to? Maybe. It has been made possible to interrupt the final attack of a combo's air combo, air slash combo, etc. with a guard. Substitution. Reduce the amount of health covered by reserved characters. So this might be referring to when you switch out a character, you know how they're regenerating health in the backgrounds. I think that's going to be reduced a little bit. Z Burst and Dash. Giant characters, so this is in regards to giant characters. Z Burst Dash tackles by giant characters can now be guarded against. Oh, yep. Yep, the giant, wait, what's the giant name? The robot? The doctor? I low-key forgot his name, but, you know, a lot of characters would like to spam that dash move with that specific character, so we can simply just guard the attack. So that's cool. That's a good nerf for giants. Moving forward to these skill adjustments and changes. All skills that instantly enter sparking mode, so this is referring to the Blast 1 abilities, extremely overpowered. Increase the skill stock consumption. Alright, so this is something that we previously went over as well. Bardock, for example, is a Shockwave of Rebellion. Currently, it consumes 4 skill count. After the patch update drops, it will consume 5 skill counts. We have all the other characters as well. Ultra Sign Goku with You Will Never Beat Me. Again, currently it consumes 2. After the patch update, it will consume 4. Super Saiyan 4 Goku doesn't have an Instant Spark. Ultra or Master Ultra Instinct Goku, that attack is called No Backing Down. Yeah, you guys get the idea. Every single Instant Spark will now consume an additional skill count, which is great because, yeah, that's a very overpowered move that everybody usually uses. Kefla, Broly, full-power Jiren, UI Goku, right? General skills that increase status, reduces skill stock consumption. Alright, so going back to Bardock, Sand Spirit, for example. Currently, Bardock will utilize 3 skill counts, so that's been reduced to 2 skill counts. Again, not entirely sure for the entire roster if every single character with a power above status, like Sand Spirit, will be now
Back
causing
on
2.
track.
I'm assuming so. So, some characters will be receiving nerfs and buffs at the same time. Multiple After Image Fist. Oh my gosh, wait, are they really going to nerf After Image Strike? If that's what this is referring to, because again, this is a rough translation. The effect duration has been reduced 10 seconds. Yep. Currently, it's about 15 seconds, so shaving off an additional 5, that's a plus. And it will be cancelled if the character is identified during this time. What does that mean? If the opponent gets hit by a Ki Blast? Wait, nah, I'm just probably getting my hopes too high up. Let me know your best guesses what that means, a character being identified. So, when the character gets identified, After Image Strike will cancel itself out, right? The Endurance, change skill slot consumption from 1 to 2. So all the Endurance abilities, defeat in 5 seconds. Is this Super Saiyan 4 Goku's Blast 1 ability? The all I need is 5 seconds to defeat you. Could be skill stock consumption changed from 3 to 2, so that's a good buff. And increase in status when used. Oh, they also increased the abilities.
Piece of Eden.
Increase the electricity.
But it'll become unstable, sir.
You heard what Miss Thorne said. We need results.
By Jove, on the blue light it goes completely transparent. If you don't mind me saying, that would be exceptionally...
It's God's apple, not hers. I will display it in public. Darwin will be vanquished.
Miss Thorne will have your head, and Mr. Static the rest.
It might just be worth the risk.
David, you cannot be serious.
Just a wee joke, Reynolds. Once we unlock the artifact secrets, the Templars' grip on London will be fixed.
There's a treasure
It is time to lay down your head, Sir David Brewster.
But I have so much more to discover.
Do not be afraid.
I'm not. God will protect me.
I will continue your experiment.
You will not stop, Starik. Miss Thorne has already found another piece of Eden, more powerful than the last.
I will take that one too.